Welcome back to a new video. So, heavy day today. I'm going to decide, or I have decided, I'm not going to listen to music. I'm just going to go through it, see how quick I can get up to the weights I want to, and move about just through the session. But just posted a video with the stuff I got from Hook Grip. I have the wraps on right here, so I'm going to be using them today. I've been warming up the bar for a bit. We're going to do a couple more reps with the bar, and then pretty ready to start loading weights. So, I've just been doing I don't even know, muscle snatch, I guess, from like the hip, just muscle snatch up a couple times, press a couple times, and then overhead squat where I hold in the squat. So now I'm just going to do power snatches, overhead squats, stuff like that. Nothing too radical. I ended up not training yesterday, so I went to the park, and when I say I did sprints, very ginger sprints, and some really light jogging, but just enough to elevate my heart rate a little bit, and just to see how my body would feel after doing it. And the way that park is set up, there's like grass, there's gravel paths and dirt paths, but then on some parts of it there's grass, and so I ran in there just to minimize the impact as much as possible, because I'm a big boy. So I'm quite large. So, no lifting yesterday. I came out and just nah. Also was having issues with my fridge not working, so I had to fix that. Ended up being the intake at the outtake, I don't know what it's called, but the vent at the bottom that takes out the hot air, that was frozen over. So I had to clear that out. Then the top part, the damper thing that opens and closes to tell the vent to let cold air in, that part was stuck closed. So between the two, they both were creating issues with it. So I fixed that, so now it's working. So thankfully I don't have to call a repair person or anything for that, or get a new fridge. But I had a bunch of food go bad, so that was kind of annoying. All right. The theoretical goal with the snatch is to get to 121, with clean jerk to get to 148, maybe 151, but just want to lift well. Just want to lift well, have as many clean attempts up to the big weights as I can. So we'll try to work pretty quick too. Not for any particular reason, just because. These are already kind of slipping off a little bit, probably because they're new, but they're lighter ones anyway, so they're perfect for snatches. Wouldn't use them for clean jerks. That's what I have the squat wraps for. I don't have to worry about doing too much to fix them until I get up a little bit and wait. Obviously I'm going to fix the rep. I'm not just going to leave it hanging. But they don't need to do much right now. That was 50, now we go 60. Now we throw a red on. I'm not live streaming this session today. I don't really feel like it. Nothing really is feeling achy or off, so that's good, but it's still late. So far, so good. We'll do 80, and then I can feel the thumb tape starting to slip, so redo that. And the wraps. So far, so good. We'll load 90 on there then. Doesn't fix everything. So I can almost guarantee it's just going to pop off. That's stuck in there a little bit, but should not do that. I should not just be able to pull it off, but that's how sweaty my hands get. Where is my thumb tape? Straight out of the seat, blend it right in. All right, let's reset. So we're going to do the wraps first to give my thumbs a chance to dry off a little bit. What will be nice is, as I get some use out of these, kind of getting chalk in them and whatnot, be able to get them to stay on a little bit better. But for snatches, I just need them not to slide off. That's really it. These are a lot thinner than the other ones I have, which is good. I have old pairs, but anytime you put them in the wash, they just get messed up. So these are really light. Should be good for snatches. So I kind of have the weird in-between ones now that I was using for snatches and light stuff, so still have them, but these will be good for snatches and just for light days. You see the other side is red. You kind of see the redness of them after. It's almost a little bit pink in the light, but kind of red in my eyes. I guess it depends. Depends if you're colorblind or not, and maybe I am. Maybe they're pink, hot pink. As I'm putting them on, they look more pink. It's like a rose red. It's definitely, I think they're looking more pink right now because of the plate. And that plate's a darker shade of red. So no issues through 80. Really the only thing I'm thinking about is just getting it, like finishing the extension. And just a little bit about my left arm, just being aggressive with the lockout and the turnover with it to really get it back into position. All right, let's go do 90. So far, so good. Get some agua and then do 100. With my new Asian weightlifting championship Alico's tumbler. It's pretty nice. That was a dumb miss. Oh. I'll do it again though. Felt good too. That was annoying. Oh, just gotta finish this. Finish a little bit better. Probably change to the other wraps here after this rep. I feel them loosening up again. What am I doing? same thing I was doing with the poles. Pull plus snatch on Monday, just leaving it out in front. We'll put up the other wraps on and just make it. It's right there. Just mentally missing it. But I think since these are new, they're just slipping a little bit. It's not making me miss or anything, I'm just bad. I'm just a bad lifter. Tape is already, this actually just bonkers. My thumbs keep like feeling the callus. It's my left thumb that always sweats more. Let's try to dry them off better, but it doesn't matter when they just sweat more. Got to focus up as we can do it. Catching it plenty well. Alright, let's lock in and make it. I had to do that every time. I mean, I was a little in front still, but need to finish harder like that every time, and not just leave it out in front. Stay locked in for the rest. extended a little bit too much. I can feel the thumb tape slipping again. But we made it. Redo the thumb tape and go up to 115. And plenty of leg strength to get it up there. I want to just go no tape, but still got the remnants of that callus that I ripped open. So I can't. Chalk up my thumbs, see if that helps. Usually that means the adhesive just doesn't stay on that well. And we got it on. Alright, 115. Maybe aggressive with it. We can make it. Crazy, I miss 100 twice and then I can do that the first time. We'll do 118 again, I did last week. And we miss 100 twice. Then make 110 and 115 the first time. Make it make sense. If we do the same thing, we'll be able to make 118 fine. It's got to extend hard. That's all I need to do. I get it to my hip and then I just need to fling it up. gotta wait a little bit longer. Just went a little bit early. Pull felt strong enough, everything felt strong enough, just left it a little bit out in front. Yeah, so last week I missed 115, missed 118, then made it. This week a little bit different, but the heavier weights we made. Alright, we got this one. Wait longer, bigger finish. Came back at me. Is it better? Stuck on there. It's a good adjustment. Had to fight a little bit to stand it up, but we got it. So we're gonna do 121. We'll take off we'll give fresh thumb tape, so I have no excuses. It's actually kind of sticking out a little bit better. Probably as though, like, there is no chalk on my finger anymore because of the sweat, but then the sweat from like the top of my hand drips down into it. For a couple singles like this, I still go through a ton of tape. Alright, so 121 is the next step to hit. Load it up there and then definitely have enough strength to do it, that's for sure. There we go. Alright, let's reset and then hit it. So this would continue to a couple of kilos, 3 kilos a week. Yeah, they have really big extension, a lot of confidence in the catch, and super dry thumbs. All right. Be a good weight to hit. Try to get all the sweat off my hands I can. Just maximum effort, biggest extension, best pull. Make it a day. Damn it. We'll give it one more try. Just gotta do it a little bit better. A little bit more confidence. Oh! Oh! Oh, definitely have more. Oh, that's good. Happy with that. Happy with that save. Had every negative thought going through in the catch. It's like it's gonna drift forward. It's drifting forward. And then I'm holding it. I'm like, you're holding it too long. You're holding it too long. And I stand up, it's like it's gonna go forward. It's gonna drift forward. But no, that's really good. I'm annoyed with the misses at 100. Oh, as always, I gotta clean those up, but I'm happy that I made 110 and 115 the first time. So now the goal next week is to get to, obviously no misses, to 118, and then hopefully do the same with 121. But that's pretty maximal, so it might be the limit of what I can do in this first 5 weeks. But obviously, if I another 3 kilos, that would be even better. And to also do this without music. Not that I think music helps as much with snatches as it does with clean and jerks, but to kind of not feel like I need music to lift heavy is always a nice feeling. But I am actually drenched in sweat. So what I think I need to do is actually go get another shirt. Otherwise I will miss a clean and crash out. That is that's the hardest thing to manage in the summer. It's not even that hot today, but just when you're sweating with your hands and shirt and stuff, just trying to manage to stay dry enough so it's not impacting your lifting. And obviously you saw me like take off the thumb tape like 18 times and put new one on. It's one way to manage my hands and all of that. It's crazy, like I put chalk on the back of my hands and it's gone in 2 seconds, but let's see the thumbs. Yeah, it's like I never put any chalk on them in my life. Which is something I deal with any time of the year, but in the summer obviously it becomes more of an exaggerated problem. But hey, we'll take that. The lifts are still moving up. I've added to, I think, every lift during the week. The Wednesday session, I added an overhead squat instead of more weight. But yeah, all of the lifts are going up, so it's a good indicator. And I didn't. It's funny because I didn't train yesterday, or I did like plyos or run or whatever. But it might be kind of what I do on Fridays instead, since I have the time in the summer to do it. But ideally, I would train every day. Ideally I train early, but I come out at 6:30 every day. So I'm a creature of habit. I train at 6:30 in the school year and in the summer, and I have all day to train. And I sleep in more, obviously, because it's the summer, but there's not really like a major excuse not to come out earlier other than thinking that I'll feel better in the evening. And most of the time I'm correct. I usually do feel better later in the day. But also need to, that college class I have right now is super easy, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm saying like I need to get that stuff done. I'm already pretty ahead of where I need to be, and it just started on the 3rd of this month. So, and I have until I think July 3rd. But my next class overlaps a little bit, and with my trip here in 2 weeks, then I want to make sure that I have as much of them. At least this class, I would like it to be completely done. And then the other one, if I theoretically could, I forget when it opens. I'd have to look, but to see when it opens and then maybe get that done, maybe all in one day, that would be a lot. But at least knock out a big chunk of it before I leave, so then when I come back, I'm not worried about it or trying to do it when I'm out there or whatever. And like I said, they're not too difficult to do, but it's a lot easier to do on my home computer than trying to do it on like a laptop if I'm typing out stuff or whatever. My computer itself is just easier to use, and I can be typing. I have 2 screens as well, so that makes it even easier to type because I can see stuff on one side and type on the other. So streamlines a lot of the process as well. But we're gonna reset the video here, and I'll pause it and then go grab a shirt and then reset it when I come back out. I don't think there needs to be a 2-minute dead air of me walking out of the shed and walking back in. As fun as that view of me walking away might be for some weirdos. We're back and we have a cutoff. I forgot I had these, because I only ever use them in the summer. But one thing I'm noticing each week is that the 118 I did last week felt how 121 did this week. And so 118 felt better, even though I missed it and I made it. like the rep felt better, the one I made, and then obviously like making 115 the first time, that one felt better than last week as well. Definitely the 118 felt better, which is good. And similar thing happened with the snatch balance I did at 120. That one felt significantly easier than the one I did the week before. So like the lifts that I'm doing are trending up, which is obviously good. And even when I'm having misses, I can feel what I'm doing wrong or what I need to try to do better and make those adjustments. I should screw these mats down, but I'm too lazy to. Just have to keep sliding them over. And I think what also didn't help yesterday was that well, I didn't really eat lunch, so I stopped in when I was at the park doing the running stuff. After I had some McDonald's cheeseburgers, which those double cheeseburgers that are on the, at least I find them on the app, they're $2.50 each. They're not too bad as far as a macro standpoint. Obviously there's high in sodium, but you think each one has 22 grams of protein and I want to say 18 grams of fat. It's less fat than protein, which is rare for a fast food burger of any kind. But just had that and their iced coffee and just came home and just didn't really, and like I probably went a total of like 1.5 miles of movement, and then you add in some light jogging, very brief light jogging, and some really brief, sprints, enough to kind of wear me out to where I didn't want to, or I kind of treat those Friday sessions like if I'm feeling good and I want to train, like I want to have something that I can do, but it's also like a volume deload day in a sense, to where if like I'm feeling like I'm gonna have to push really hard to do like a 110 snatch, like it's just not, when I know I want to lift well on the Saturday, it's just not worth it to push crazy hard or have to get super hyped up with it. I want that session to come in, it's like, all right, I feel good, I'm just gonna just warm up a little bit and just go 50, 70, 90, 100, 110 and just take big jumps and just get out. But when I don't have that feeling, then it's not worth it to grind through it. Because I'd rather grind through a 121 on Saturday than, a 110 or a 100 on Friday. And could argue that some of the cardio stuff might just be beneficial just in general to do. I might do more of it tomorrow since, well actually it's going to be a different way. I'm going to go play pickleball, so I definitely will be getting some cardio. I haven't played pickleball at all this year. It's really not, just kind of waiting for like my friend to want to go. For me, I'm always available. I'm a teacher, so I got stuff to do. But Saturday mornings, I don't like to do it as much then because it's my heavy day. Sundays are perfect because it's after the heavy day, so it's not really like, it's a good, just good to do cardio in general, and it's a perfect like athletics thing to do the day after, to where I'm not worried if I want to lift or do anything later. It's like, I'm going to lift like crap later because I played pickleball for an hour. It doesn't matter, and I'll feel fine on Monday. But, yeah, so I have that to look forward to tomorrow. AC's kicking on again. I will have more groceries tomorrow, so that was kind of the other thing too, is when I came home I had to throw out all my food and try to fix the fridge and defrost the frozen ice in it. It was just a whole thing, and I just wasn't really, I think also too, the way that my brain works, I was just too focused on the fridge and it not working when I was trying to fix it and getting it to work, and so I was just distracted anyway. Like if that happened today, I probably would have either not lifted or lifted like crap, even though this today was supposed to be the heavy day. But stuff like that happens. It's good to happen on a Friday, when I have a session that's not hyper important to get done. But it was weird because it was starting to work. I didn't notice the air flow out was frozen over or whatever, but I reset it and it turned on and it ran for a couple hours, and then I came back and it stopped running. So I think it probably was trying to run and then didn't have any way to get out the heat from it, so it just didn't. Eventually just, stopped. But should be, I mean, I've checked it every time I've been around it. I've checked it to make sure it's still working, and all the stuff inside is cold, so that is good. I just have to make sure I cook all my chicken that's in there today, just in case something wonky happens to it. And I have chicken to eat. But the freezer side works, so if I get desperate, I can use the freezer for temporary storage, and I just have to be around to monitor it. But I think that was the issue. The two things that I figured out: the bottom outtake heat filter thing, and then the top camper thing, or whatever, damper thing, whatever that thingamajig is called. Alright, so we'll set out my heavy wraps. Yeah, these are definitely like thinner than these ones. These ones are kind of like the medium ones. I could probably honestly just use the middle ones for all of my training and be fine. But these ones, I mean, once you get the squat wraps, they feel nice. I like the feel of them, especially for cleans and squats. For like jerks, if I'm just doing jerks out of the back like I was doing the other day, like I think I just used the regular ones. I didn't change to the other ones, but for squats and stuff, it's nice to have, and they're quite tight. But we'll do this one with no assistive equipment. I'm going to start throwing on the equipment. Thankfully, no calluses have ripped open, but yeah, I have one starting, or well, healed from there, and then one that's kind of there, but the rest of my hands are good. And really the only day that I'm doing hook grip stuff with the snatch is on Saturdays too. So I want to make sure that I can still get that practice in, and I get a lot more confidence in the snatch if I'm doing it without straps on the heavy day as well. All right. Alright, throw first straps on. And I'll swap back to the other ones and throw these in the wash and just treat them like that. Just use them both whenever I'm doing laundry. We'll do 70 again. I'll throw on the wrist straps and do 70 again. And then we're going to 100. Of course, take bigger jumps in the clean jerk, but sometimes it's nice to do 70 more than once. Especially after doing a couple of difficult reps in the snatch. It's good to take some recovery reps, I guess. Do a tactical reset. Alright, so the wraps on. Thumb still feels like nothing's bubbling up like a blister, so try to avoid thumb tape at least for 100, so I'm not burning through all burn through the whole roll I have in one session. We'll do 100 without a belt, I guess without thumb tape either, and then throw on the belt for 125 and the rest of the reps. Nothing's achy, which is nice. I just feel like a little bit tired, but I'm also just drinking coffee, my regular coffee that I drink, and then not having any pre-workout. So I have probably less net caffeine than I would normally have, which is another positive as well. Is like, it's not as if I'm uncaffeinated, but I'm not like, all right, time to take 400 milligrams to, you know, lift on a day 3 or a third week of a 13-week block. No music, less caffeine than normal. It's hard to know for sure though, because caffeine brewing strategies are always, like, the amount of caffeine that you have in your brewed coffee can vary a lot. You do need to throw some chalk in it. The mosquitoes have been really good today too, which is nice. I'm not really sure why. I did spray bug spray on the net there, so maybe that's helped. So it's not really even closed right now. Alright. Rhythm on that felt really good. Thumb also I could feel. If I continued without thumb tape, I'd be ripping a hole in my thumb again. But for clean jerks, they stay on. The tape stays on a lot better. Nature of the snatch always just pulls the tape off a little bit faster. I usually do the belt with 125, not so much that it's necessary, but it's nice to get the feel for it. And like the wraps here, they're not as tight as they could be, because it's just same thing, it's just feeling it. So make this easy. And then redo the wraps for 140. Not the best jerk. Need to dip a little bit deeper, but felt fine. Load 140 on there. The bar is loaded. So last week, we got to 145 again, and I missed 148 closely. So I'm going to make that this week. It's really hard mentally not to go 145 to 150, but it's better for this block, this 5 weeks, I guess, of the big block, to take the smaller jumps just to force myself to have to do more high percentage lifts. I might have to cheat and use music for clean jerks, but we don't need it for 140. Oopsie. Wraps are on. Clean sucked, the jerky sucked. Oh Lord, that was bad. Oh. That one sucked. Stinking too much, I guess. Redo the wraps and make it on the second one. Should not be missing 140. Should not be missing that. All right, making it easy. Better. Obviously I made it better. Yeah, it's better than the one I just missed. Do the tactical reset. Clean still feels relatively difficult, but that one was obviously better. I could just need to extend a little bit better on the clean. And the jerk was just better all around. So I had a lot more energy for it. Maybe we are going to cheat and use music for the top two. Well, we're going to force ourselves to do 145 again. much sweat on my face. I think it's nice with the wrist wraps just for that. Even if I didn't need them, I'd probably still wear them for that benefit. The amount of sweat that that catches, I'm sure, is a lot. All right, we can do it. We can do it. All right. No, we're not using music. No music. I'm just gonna hit it. I didn't have any air left. Oh, clean was good. I just don't have the legs for it, so. Oh. One thing that's telling me, snatch is continuing to track up. The clean and jerks during this week are not for like the heavy day, which is fine. Oh, I'm just cooked from them. I don't have any heavy cleans during the week, which I think is one reason this is occurring, but it's not as if I necessarily want to add in a heavy clean at this point of the block. I do have front squats and squats, but I just didn't have anything left at the top and I started to lose air. And the jerks from the rack are going up. Everything's going up, so that's what it's like. These heavy days are nice to have, to be able to push. But if something isn't moving up, it's not a, at least to me, it doesn't seem like it would be an indicator that like the sky is falling. The ebb and flows of training. We're still like Coming back and making the 140 is good. Cleaning 145 is fine. And I'm not gonna, I can get away with missing a lot on snatches and coming back and making them, but it's just not worth it on the clean and jerks right now. And to clean that push, clean and jerk complex keeps going up, then I think things will start to trend in a good way for these. But I don't know, maybe we look at the week of training and see if I can add in a heavy clean. Could be a day, like that Tuesday could be a day where it would make sense. Do that complex up to whatever, and then do a couple singles above it. So I think that would be, actually sounds like a good idea, to be honest. I think I've talked myself into it. And that will help that clean feel easier and give me more practice at it, because you know, it's one thing, you can have the strength to do a heavy weight, but the kind of the tolerance to doing it is a different kind of animal. So snatch went up from last week, so I'm not going to complain about that, and we made 140, and really kind of on these heavy days, if I do 110, 140 every time, especially these first 5 weeks, then I'm fine, as long as, you know, the rest of training is going well, because I don't necessarily need these heavy days to be, you know, at 99%. If they're still, you know, 110 to 140 and I'm still pushing hard during the week, then I'm happy with that. Should have made the first 140 clean and jerk. That was just a bad clean, which more evidence of me needing to do a couple of extra cleans during the week. So maybe after that clean and jerk complex we do some cleans. We'll see how I want to program them in, but that's going to be it for this one. So if you made it to this point, I appreciate it, and yeah, another long one for y'all, but talk to y'all in the next one. Peace.